do, and welcome to another thrilling episode of Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. And as always, I am the Old Man. Did you all hear that feedback? I sure did. Wonder what it's from. Don't know. Don't care. Anyways, welcome again. And we are continuing our journey across America on the most haunted places in each state. Today we're doing, if my Google list is accurate and it's in alphabetical order, we are doing Delaware. Delaware. So I've kind of abandoned my other website that I got this information on because it was getting kind of weak. So I found a new place, and we'll be doing this in a second. And again, thank you for being here, and I'm hoping that you are having a good weekend. If you're down south in Tejas in Arkansas, or as they say, Arkansas, stay safe, man. They had some shit last night, especially in Dallas, man, or Fort Worth. Well, I guess Dallas too, but Fort Worth, man. It was like I was watching it on Ryan Hall, and holy shit, man, that storm that mega storm, as he called it, that was doing some serious damage, man. Then when it hit Fort Worth, it was just rain, but they had floods and stuff. So hope you're all safe. I got a new microphone. Well, actually, I just replaced my microphone. The one I had was okay, but it was supposed to be all direction, and only like two sides would like actually sound good. The other sides were like muted and stuff. So I just swapped out the microphones, and so far so good. All right, so let's get this started here, and that's me just moving the chair around and stuff. So this microphone is a little bit more touchy. All right, so let's start out. This is Haunted Rooms Co. Ghost Hunts, and it is the most haunted 12 most haunted places in Delaware. Now again, this is not a definitive list. This is not the only list. This is not the only places that are haunted in the state of Delaware. This is more like just a compilation kind of thing. It's not, a definitive. It's just a compilation of 12 most haunted or recognized haunted places. So let me do this. So Delaware, one of the first settled areas in the U.S., is a state steeped in history that reverberates through its old buildings and lands. However, these tales of the past are not just historical. No, they are not. They are intertwined with the supernatural, creating a rich tapestry of ghost stories and paranormal phenomena. Oh, that sounds scary just reading it. In this article, we explore the most haunted places in Delaware, from the enigmatic Canonball House in Lewes, at least I think that's how you pronounce it, or Lewis, but I think it's Lewes, to the spine-chilling Rockwood Museum in Williamton. Join us, or in this case, join me, as we delve into the eerie encounters and chilling tales that make these locations a haven for ghost hunters and thrill seekers alike. Are you ready to uncover the spectral secrets of the first state? So I wonder if the first state, if that's the state nickname. We'll find out today. All right, so the first numero uno on my list is Old Maggie's Bridge in Seaford. And the location is 4683 to 4675 Wood Lane Church Road, Seaford, DE 19973. So the ghost story about Old Maggie's Bridge is an interesting one, but it certainly does have some elements of the urban legend about it. Most places do. Given that it seems to be a, quote, Bloody Mary type of game. However, it is popular enough that local people still warn visitors about the bridge, so it most likely qualifies for being included, even if it's a little embellished. Most urban legends are. Anyways, Maggie's Bridge is located on Route 78 in Seaford, and it's apparently the site of a fatal accident in which a pregnant woman named, can we guess? You're right. Maggie perished. The legend is that if you stand on Maggie's bridge at night and shout, Maggie, I have your baby, into the darkness, you will soon hear the sounds of a sobbing Maggie scrambling in the bushes looking for her child. But the whole thing is that she was pregnant. She had not had her baby yet. Now I can see if she had a baby, there was a car crash, the baby was killed, and I can understand that. But I think I go into the spot there where it says that even if it's a little embellished, that seemed embellished to me. All right, number two, the Addie Sea in Bethany. Location is 99 Ocean View Parkway, Bethany Beach, DE. Ooh, they even got a phone number. 19937. That's the zip code, not the phone number. Yeah, that place looks pretty cool. I'm not going to give out the phone number. There's no free advertisement on this podcast. Damn straight. You want advertisement? You pay for it. I'm just kidding. Well, not really. The Addie Sea is a beautiful Victorian style bed and breakfast with stunning sea views and real homely feel. Homely feel. However, this is also one of the most haunted hotels in Delaware. I did not know that. The house was built in '02 and was named after Judge M. Addie. Over the years, it has changed hands several times, but in the past 25 years, the Grav Gravetes have owned and operated the bed and breakfast. But that's not the thing. See, okay, it's the most haunted hotel. A B&B is not a hotel, technically. They have undertaken extensive restoration work in keeping with the original design. That will stir up shit because, yeah, spirits don't like their stuff being messed with, and if you renovate, you're messing with their stuff, and they don't like that. In terms of the paranormal side of things, it is believed that at least 3 of the 13 rooms, 13, are haunted. Room number one, numero uno, is the home of the Addie C's infamous haunted bathroom. Oh, crap. No pun intended. The copper bathtub is violently shaken on occasions. I don't know about that. And many guests have experienced a strange phenomenon that carries or that cannot be easily explained. I'm reading ahead of myself here. In room number 6, there is a paranormal activity of a very different kind. Well, what is it? Oh, here it is. When people pass by the room, they say that they can hear organ music coming from the room, even though there is no organ in the room. But how do you know that? Have you been in the room? There could be one there. You don't know that unless you've been in the room. Finally, room number 11, is haunted by the ghost of Paul Delaney, a man who once worked at the Addie C's. These haunted. Well, what does he do? What does he do? You can't just say that it's haunted and then not tell you what it is haunted by. That's like anticlimactic, dude. These haunted rooms are only the beginning of the paranormal activity at the Addie C. There are also reports of a ghost who runs through the hallways in the evening, nude. I'm just kidding about that. At certain times, the air is filled with perfume. But that'd be cool, though. He's a streaker. Remember that one song? Oh, God, I shouldn't have brought this up because now, um, and he just passed away too. Actually, he was like the streak. Ray Stevens. Ooh, look at that, and they call him the streak. Woo! Look at that. And then my favorite one is his wife Ethel, and it's right here. It said, "Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened?" I'm getting off track here, but I don't care. Yeah, I did. This is him. It was just there. It was just in here getting my tires checked, and he just appeared out of the traffic. He came streaking around the grease rack there. Didn't have nothing on but a smile. I looked in there and Ethel was getting her cold drink. I hollered, "Don't look, Ethel!" But it was too late. She'd already been mooned. Flashed her right there in front of the shock absorbers. Oh my God. That's a classic. Ray Stevens. Like I said, I think he just passed away just recently, actually. It was in 1974, and the record is Boogity Boogity. Yeah, it's country, but it's more of a like a Jerry Clowers, I think his name was. He was a country artist that did like comedy records. But yeah, so it'd be cool to have the streak, have a ghost that runs naked through the hallways. That would be cool. I kind of want to see that. Well, not really. Well, if it was a female chick, I want to see it. If it's a male dude chick or a man dude spirit, I don't care about seeing him running nude. At certain times, the air is filled with perfumes. If you haven't seen, we're already back to the haunted room here. At certain times, the air is filled with perfume scent, and the mysterious music floats through the building. There are also a handful of reports of footsteps on the roof. What? In the dead of the night, which some claim belong to the ghost of Kurt Addy, who fell to his death from the roof many years ago. Oh shit! Are you brave enough to step or to sleep in one of these rooms? Fuck yeah, dude. We were at the plantation in St. Francisville, the Myrtles, and we stayed in the only room that's in the original house. We had some experiences. So I have. Oh, and then Point Pleasant, West Virginia, which I can't really get to because when I get to West Virginia on our tour of the states, I can't really tell you about it because I already did here. So yeah. So number three is Bellevue Hall in Wilmington. Location 901 Philadelphia Pike, Wilmington, DE 19809. Belved Bel Bellevue, I was going to say Belvedere, but that's not Belvedere. Bellevue Hall is a property that sits nestled in Bellevue State Park. It's kind of cool. Oh, and it is reputed to be one of the most haunted places in Delaware, thanks to several spirits that call it home. Okay, guy, tell me. The spirit, oh, I'm sorry, the second and third floors of the building are closed to the public. Ah, man. But staff members say that these are the most active parts of the property in terms of unexplained activity. Yeah, because no one's freaking there. The ghosts have been known to mess around with electricity, move chairs around, and they are often heard in the form of disembodied screams and laughter. Well, that's quite a mix. You got screams and laughter. All right. So number four is Kate Henlopen State Park in Lewes, 15099 Cape Henlopen Drive, Lewes, DE 19958. Well, they're throwing this word at me here. Cape Henlopen State Park in Lewes, Delaware, also has a rather creepy tale associated with it. Well, let's hear it. It is said that there is a phantom soldier still on duty behind Tower 12. Okay. Those who get too close to his post, located in a bunker underneath what appears to be a dune near the campground bicycle trail next to Spotting Tower 12, have heard growling or have been yelled at by a disembodied voice. Now, that'd be kind of cool. Not so much that, but the freaking bunker. That'd be cool. That's why I would not mind kind of going to Germany, to Berlin, because they have like an underground, well, not underground, but like a World War II, tour kind of thing. I think that'd be kind of cool, man, to see, some of this stuff. The soldier's face has also manifested itself in photographs and video clips recorded in the area on several different occasions. Oh, that's just freaky. Not really. Number five, Christiana Fire Company Station 12 in, can you guess where it's at? Yes, Christiana. Wow. Location is 2 East Main Street, Christiana, DE 19702. It is said that two different ghosts are haunting the I'm saying Christiana Fire Company Station 12. One of them is believed to be evil. Ooh, shit. And one is kind. The evil spirit is said to appear in the doorway of the engineer's room as a dark, shadowy figure. This one seems to appear much more frequently than the others. Kinder ghost. Is it possible? I wonder if he foresees like maybe a death, maybe one of I don't wish ill will on anybody, but maybe it could be maybe a firefighter is going to die, and that's when they see this evil spirit. I'm just saying. I don't wish ill will on anybody, but is there a correlation? I'm curious. In fact, the kind spirit is rarely seen. See, but it's believed that whenever the evil spirit appears, the kind spirit is there also, stopping the evil one from going any further into the building. Witnesses say, now is that like a good cop, bad cop, good spirit, bad spirit? Witnesses say that there is an ongoing battle between good and evil. I just said that. I just said that. And that anyone present when it happens, oh, excuse me, can also definitely feel it. Yeah, whatever, dude. All right. Number 6, Catman's Grave, Long Cemetery, Frankfurt. Location, oh, God, I got the hiccups. Long Cemetery, Frankfurt, DE. One of the strangest tales to come out of Delaware has to be the Cat Man. Why would you have a comma after the Cat Man? Shouldn't that be like Cat Man, one word, and not a comma? Yeah, it should be. This story is associated with Long Cemetery, Frankfurt. I just said that. Apparently, in life, the Cat Man was a gravekeeper who kept a large portion of his time chasing troublemakers out of the cemetery. He was apparently a very feline-looking man. What? Feline-looking man. After his death, it is said that these cat-like features became more prominent, and now the caretaker spirit manifests as a part cat, part man creature who has often scared away the kids who come to the cemetery to party. Hey, dude, let's party. He is still watching over the place even in death. I do have stories about that, but like I said, I can't tell you really because then I got nothing to talk about when I hit that state. It is also said that if you are bold enough to knock on his tomb and disturb his rest, then he will mess with your vehicle making it. What? Wait. Then he will mess with your vehicle making it, comma, so you have difficulty leaving the cemetery. Who edits this shit? Seriously. Then he will mess with your vehicle making it, comma, so you have difficulty leaving the cemetery. Man, someone needs to go back to school and learn grammar. All right, number 7 is John Dickinson's house in Dover. 340 Kitts Hummock Road, Dover, DE, 19901. There is a telephone, but I don't give free advertising. The Dickinson Mansion, also known as Poplar Hall, is located on the John Dickinson Plantation in Dover, Delaware. It serves as the childhood home of John Dickinson, former congressman and a delegate to the U.S. Constitutional Convention in 1787. The property was built in 1739 and almost destroyed in a fire in 1804. There's a lot of freaking dates there. It is now open to the public as a museum. John Dickinson himself haunts the house, okay, and many visitors have reported hearing the sounds of someone writing in the old master's study, okay. His apparition has also been seen around the property, okay, and his voice has been captured several times via EVP. Now here's a question that I've always had, okay. How do you know that that's him? How do we know? Okay, his voice. Who knows what his voice sounds like? If you think about it, okay. It says here that it was from here that he was in 1787. Okay, was when he was a delegate to the U.S. Constitutional Convention. So okay. So this is before recording devices. So how do you know what his voice sounds like? Seriously, does the Smithsonian have that? I don't know. So how do you know that it's his voice? I have a problem with that, as you can tell. The museum is open to the public and admission is free. Ooh, I'm there. Donations are accepted, of course. Guided tours of the mansion available, blah, 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 blah. Okay, number 8, Fort Delaware, Delaware City. Oh, that's a kind of a cool fort right on the water. 41 Clinton Street, Delaware City, DE, 19706. Fort Delaware. Oh, this is quite a long list here, so let's get to it. Fort Delaware is now inactive in that it no longer serves as a harbor defense facility. Well, I kind of figured that. However, it is certainly still active in terms of paranormal activity. with it being listed on one of the most haunted forts in America. But realistically, how many forts are there in America that are still standing? I know there's one in Detroit, Fort Dearborn. I think there's one in San Francisco. The Presidio, I believe is what it's called. Presidio, yeah, I believe. So yeah, but how many realistically, to be fair, how many are there? So if there's only like two forts left in America, then it has a pretty good chance of being one of the most haunted because there's only two. Okay. Pea Patch Island, on which the old fort resides, has been owned by the military since the 1810s, having been seized by the military from Dr. Henry Gale, who was using it as his own private hunting ground. Oh, excuse me, we have our own private hunting ground, or hunting ground. Douche. The French built the fort to protect Delaware from the Confederates and other enemies. In 1812, Captain Samuel Babcock oversaw the efforts to make the fortifications stronger. Seawalls and dikes dikes were built at strategic points around the island, and the construction of the Star Fort was started in 1817. However, due to various delays and damage suffered, it took much longer to complete than anticipated. Okay, but what damage suffered is still being constructed. The second version of the fort, which is the pentagonal one you see on the island today, was designed by Captain Delafield and was built between 1848 and 1859, 11 years, although it was not declared complete until 1868. So 20 years. The dungeons, which is cool as shit, are probably and we were in the Tower of London and we saw the exhibit there for the torture stuff. That's cool as shit. The dungeons are probably the most active. Well, you can kind of figure that shit out. Spot in the structure. Prisoners would have been kept in the dungeon without beds or even water. They slept on the floor amidst the vermin, aka rats, mices, anything else. So, needless to say, death and disease were rife. Well, yeah, no shit. Many people have reported shadow figures and full bodied apparitions in the dungeon area, and it is not at all uncommon to hear disembodied voices echoing through the forts. What? They said forts twice. It says, okay, I'm reading this. It says, and to hear disembodied voices echoing through the forts, dark hall. Shouldn't it be the forts, dark halls, not the forts? Again, people, you need to edit this shit, man. This sounds like it's AI. There also have been sounds of chains rattling. Fort Delaware is open to the public daily, and you can enjoy a self-guided tour. I'm not going to promote you guys, whatever. They occasionally hold paranormal tours through October with various options to choose from. That's kind of cool. Number 9, we're almost done, is Woodburn Governor's House in Dover. And that's how you say. Remember The Walking Dead? The Governor. The Governor. I think that was season 4, I think. The Governor. 151 Kings Highway Southwest, Dover, DE 19909. The Governor's Mansion in Dover is believed to be the most haunted house in Delaware, having been built in 1790. Holy shit. And that house is still standing? You can't buy a house today that's still standing because shit breaks on it and falls apart. Shoddy marksmanship anymore, man. And it's first reported ghost sighting back in 1815. It certainly has the claim to be. Well, yeah, whatever. The owners back then were Dr. and Mrs. Martin Bates. I think he had a hotel too. During a visit, a well-known, interment preacher named Mr. Lorenzo Dow, Tony Dow, was attending breakfast with the Bateses when Mrs. Bates asked him if he would lead a prayer. Mr. Dow, hesitant, suggested they wait for the other person in the house. Surprised, Mrs. Bates explained nobody else was in the house with them. Dow described the man he had just passed on the staircase as an older gentleman wearing a powdered wig. Well, there you go, wig, knee breeches, and a ruffled shirt. That's like revolutionary 1700s times. Mrs. Bates was shocked, as who he had just described was her late father. Oh, God, Mr. Charles Hilliard III, the builder and original owner of the home. Ooh, the plot thickens. Dun, 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 dun. Number 10, the Smyrna Museum in Smyrna, 11 South Main Street, Smyrna, DE 19977. The Smyrna Museum in, you guessed it, Smyrna, Delaware, consists of two historic buildings, the Barracks and the Plank House, both dating back to the 1700s. The Barracks, which now houses the Smyrna Museum, was built in the 1790s and housed soldiers during the War of 1812. It is also used to recruit Union soldiers during the Civil War, and the Delaware Civil War lottery was held on its steps. As with most locations that have had this amount of history, there's a ghost story or two to tell. Well, do tell. Oh, they don't even tell none, dude. And the museum and the Duck Creek Historical Society embrace the haunting history. Yeah, but give me shit. Give me what? It says paranormal reports here include unexplained sounds and voices, objects moving on their own, and the feelings of being watched. That's it? That's it for being one of the most haunted places? Seriously? Wow. Wow. Okay. You'd expect a little bit more. This house is cool. 11, the Rockwood Museum in Williamton. That looks pretty freaking cool, man. That is cool. I like that. 4651 Washington Street Extension, Williamton, DE 19809. That looks cool. I wouldn't mind staying in that place. That's impressive there. Holy shit balls. That's impressive. Okay, so number 11, which is the Rockwood Museum, is wait a minute. Number 11 on our list is a Delaware's most haunted locations is Rockwood Museum. The Rockwood Museum, there's quite a few here. The Rockwood Museum, nestled in Williamton, Delaware, is a site that is rich in history as it is in special or spectral activity. Constructed between 1851 and 1850, only 3 years, 1854, 3 years to build this house. Holy shit. This mansion was originally the retirement abode of Joseph Shipley. I know a Shipley. He's a douche. A welcomed, a renowned merchant banker. As a retirement abode. Look this house up. Actually, I'll put it on our Facebook page for Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. Look at this house. Look at this house. And that was his retirement abode. Damn. Of Joseph Shipley, a renowned merchant banker. He designed the mansion to mirror an English country estate, which it does, but its ornate Gothic revival architecture gives it an eerie resemblance to a classic haunted house, complete with a pet cemetery. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Don't watch Pet Cemetery 2. One's the best as usual. The first one is. I think there's like 2 and 3, 2 of Pet Cemetery, but the first one's only the one, in my opinion, worth watching. Over the decades, the mansion staff have reported numerous paranormal encounters. The spirit of a man donned in a red smoking jacket is probably Mr. Shipley. Say, what are you doing to my house? Smoking jacket has been cited, as well as the ghost of Mary Bringhurst, Shipley's great niece, who passed away in the house at the ripe age of 100 in 1965. I was a year old. It's said that sometimes one can catch a whiff of lilacs, her favorite perfume, which I assume is Mary's, lingering in the air. Her old bedroom is also known to experience sudden drops in temperature. The mansion's basement is believed to be the dwelling of a spirit known as the Shadow Man. The Shadow Man. Some visitors have even reported seeing the ghost of a dog. Hey, Doogie. Is it Scooby-Doo? Other unexplained phenomena includes floating orbs, which could be dust, and the unsettled sound of shoes on the stairs. Okay. The tales of hauntings at the Rockwood Museum have become so widespread that the property, oh, never mind, was featured on the sci-fi show Ghost Hunters in 2015. Yeah, that just lost my credibility. Would still like to go there though. Check their website. Yeah, I ain't checking nothing. Okay, so the last one on the list is the Canonball House in Lewes. Okay, that looks pretty cool. It's 118 Front Street, Lewes, DE 19958. And this is the last one. Yeah, I know you hear that guy. I can hear this guy ain't gonna talk no more. Holy shit. The Canonball House in Lewes, Delaware carries a unique name, a testament to its historical significance. I bet it's got something to do with the cannonball. The house, which was built around 1765, yay, was struck by a cannonball during the British bombardment of Lewes in April of 1813, hence this name. I could see that coming from a mile away. Over the years, the Cannonball House has served various purposes, including a restaurant, a laundromat. Can you imagine that being a laundromat and a private residence of pilots, including Captain David Rowland? Tragically, a family member named Susan lost her life in a fire ignited when her skirts brushed against the hearth. And for all you people that don't know, a hearth is part of the fireplace. So yeah, they could have just said that. Since the Lewes Historical Society purchased the property in 1963, the Cannonball House has been the site of numerous inexplicable occurrences. A door that refuses to stay shut, even when nailed closed. That's interesting. And tools mysteriously moved overnight are just a few examples of the strange happenings reported. One particularly intriguing incident involves a missing key from a displayed 16th century Spanish chest. When the key was found under a previously unnoticed coiled rope, it was assumed that it had fallen inside the locked chest. Okay. The Cannonball House, when the key was found under a previously, so it was found under a rope. It was assumed that it was okay. Did you open the chest up? I'm curious what was in that chest. The Cannonball House is believed to be home to Susan's playful spirit. Susan. She was the niece, right? Yes. Well, actually, it doesn't say niece, but I am assuming that it was because it was a family member. Okay, so where am I? I lost, man. It's believed to be home to Susan's playful spirit. However, a more aggressive entity is said to inhabit the nearby Rives Holt House. Well, okay. We're not talking about the Rives Holt House. We're talking about the Cannonball House, okay? Don't take away a spotlight. Rick Corherd, the late founder of, Delmarva Historical Haunts. Oh, he passed. Sorry, guy. Reported a chilling encounter in the basement where he felt an unseen presence touch his arm. He described the experience as feeling like someone is up close and in your personal space. Who gives it? Calm down. But there is no one to be seen. Cannonball House is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 4. All right, so there we go. Haunted Delaware. Yeah, there are some things here that are interesting. Again, this is not a definitive list. This is not the only list. This is just the Haunted Rooms Co. Ghost Hunts website. So yeah. So again, if you live in Delaware or if you've been to any of these places, let me know. I'm curious. Did you experience anything? Or if you know some other ones that are not on this list, let me know too. Again, I am curious to see what you have in the great state of Delaware. So that's it for today, folks. That went by pretty fast. All right, after this, I'm going to do I'm selflessly promoting my YouTube channel. I do have 2 YouTube channels. That's right. I figured why not have 2 when you can have 1, right? Right. So I have 2. So the first one is Musical Chairs, and that is a reaction video channel to, can you guess it? Music. I do my own personal favorites that you may or may not heard of. I have subscriber suggestions, which I've had 2 or 3 already. So yeah, if you get a chance, go over to Musical Chairs on YouTube. That's me. And then I also have, surprise, surprise, a paranormal reaction video channel on YouTube, and that's called Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. Gotta keep the brand going, dudes. And that is I react to other people's videos on the YouTube thing there. It's not like, different groups or anything, but there are some, like, for example, off the top of my head, Goose Pimples, Nuke's Top 5, where they do the videos, then I just react to the videos. So, It isn't any of our stuff or anything. So yeah, and also we have our own group. And you know what? You know, while I'm sitting here selflessly promoting myself, we also have a group, a paranormal group. We've been doing it for 30 years this year. Yeah, 30 years this year, and that is Southeast Michigan Ghost Hunter Society. We have a Facebook page. We don't have a website no more. It got too expensive and stuff. So yeah, and on that theme, if you're in, again, this is more of a calendar of upcoming events that you may or may not give a rat's ass about. We are going to be in Bath, Michigan on May 23rd, I believe it is, a Saturday. We are going to do a investigation at the Bath school bombing site that happened in 27. We have been there many times, gotten a lot of good stuff, and we have permission to be there after hours. So we will be either in the park where the school once stood, where not even, well, all the people were killed. Well, except for one, Mrs. Price. She was not killed there. So yeah, so all but one of the victims that had passed away were killed in this park. And then we will, if we have time. Last year we didn't. The cemetery a couple blocks away that some of the victims are buried at. So, and that's again free to the public. Just gotta show up. And then the other one is July 18th. We're going to be in Randolph County, Indiana, Winchester, Indiana, at the Randolph County Asylum. We have the building for ourselves from 6 o'clock on the 18th, which is a Saturday, until the 19th on Sunday at 10. So yeah, that one does have a fee though, $63, but that goes directly to the Randolph County Asylum people, not to us. We had to pay for that ourselves too. So yeah, if you're in the area there of Bath, Michigan in May, or if you're in Randolph County, Winchester, Indiana in July, more specifically July 18th, stop in. Again, it's $63. Bring your equipment, but we have the place to ourselves overnight, so that's going to be interesting. So we'll wrap it up. I have two other things to do today. Then the wife has a to-do list, which I have to do outside. So yeah, it's not too bad today. It's supposed to be like 64, I think, 65, so not too bad. All right, so again, you have to be more afraid of the living, God help us, than you do of the dead. Take care of yourselves. Take care of other people around you. Stay away from the light, unless that's your thing. If you want to go into the light, by all means, go into the light. Who am I to tell you no? And more importantly, until we meet again, bye-bye.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye.